Sports Betting Network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino here on a busy Monday. Fun program lined up. Great guests as per the norm. Ed Sammon's going to join the program in 30 minutes from the Westgate Superbook. Talk some NFL preseason with him. Sports bettor Sean Higgs in studio a little bit later on, in town for a Bet Bash, but more importantly, beyond the booth tonight, as we're going to be hanging at Stadium Swim with him. We'll get to his Circa Survivor strategy for this upcoming season, and we'll talk about that show with the two producers of it, James Farah and Steven Shalansky, coming up a little bit later on. I'm through all 5 episodes. 6 through 10 dropping tomorrow night right here on VSiN, then eventually on YouTube as well. I watched all of them over the weekend, Paulie, and by about end of 4, beginning of 5, that's when they got into the Giants game when they lost last year to Carolina. It was down to about 150 people. I was still alive. That's the game that I was on, and that was my last ticket. Lost that game in overtime to a Carolina team that they were living right that day. The Giants were not. And that's how I bowed out. That was a rough one. Once they, and I think it started basically episode 5. I don't even know what happened for the rest of the episode because I couldn't stop thinking about that game from last year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It eats at you, man, when you get bounced.
Do you have any regrets? How you played it, or maybe how you handled it as
well?
Yeah,
because
you're talking about. I think the implied value then was $135,000.
Yeah. It was more than 6 figures.
Yes.
Yeah. So because I do for that 1 week. We were on the Chargers the entire time and changed it to the Giants. Chargers blew out their opponent that day.
Okay.
60 other people had them. Now, I will admit that, and I kept track of this live on the air last year, we would have gotten bounced, I think, in the second to final week because we would have been on the Colts, I think, against the Giants.
Oh, the Drew Lock game.
Sure.
Nothing you could do?
Well, at that point, who knows? We probably,
right.
We would have probably had Survivor Sweat involved at that point.
Yes.
Because you have to make money on this thing if you make a far enough run.
Mm-hmm. You didn't think about it at that point, though? Or
no, I was only hedging the games on my own.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. But that's, and we'll talk to Mike Buckmiller tomorrow, and he's in the episode, and he won in 2022. And he's a perfect guy to talk to as well about strategy, monetizing, and also he's in Grandissimo. We can talk about that as well. But this is, I thought episode 4 was intriguing and a polarizing guy, Sean Perry, and also I think Scott Tribuco comes right out. I'm great at this. I'm the best dancer ever, and my alias is greatest dancer. Mm-hmm. Coming in and putting these parlays together. We'll see more of them too because he made a deep run.
Sure.
Although I don't think he played it the right way, but he did. He's going to be interesting. I think coming up, and I think has to be in these future episodes.
Yeah, greatest dancer alive, and also the best futures bettor for 20 plus years.
Yeah, right.
His own words on the episode.
Some resume.
Yeah, pretty good. That's not bad to own that. So, takeaways from week 1 of the preseason anyway, and the biggest talking point, obviously, going back, this is like Thursday, Friday, certainly in a Saturday, is what happened with the totals and how many of those games actually went over. If you go back to the Hall of Fame game now, 14-2-1, that's the best week 1 mark in 20 years of the preseason in terms of going over the total. And, Paulie, they got there by an average of 8.6 points. First half overs, by the way, don't sleep on that, although first halves don't really come out until game day. 13-4 to the over. Going back to the Hall of Fame game.
Yep. Dogs crushed it as well.
Yeah.
And going back to what happened Thursday and Friday with all the upsets and the line moves were horrible, with the exception of that Broncos-San Francisco game. I was surprised, actually shocked by the totals. Usually we get a lot of unders, what happened the last couple years, but all the overs this week, and now it's wild to see what happens in week 2. And the overreaction, I would call it an overreaction, but how the lines are just going crazy now with the totals. And significant line movement with all the totals and pretty much all the games here.
Okay, so I've been tracking this starting this morning anyway with the games in week 2. Earlier today, every game that was on the board had a total of at least 36.5. Now every game has a total of at least 37. So that's moved. 15 of the 16 games now have a total of 37.5 or more. 15 of that's a key number.
Usually we're in the 33s here.
Oh, absolutely we are.
Yeah.
And then now, Paul, earlier today, 3 games had a total in the 40s. 3. Here we are, a little bit past 1 o'clock on the West Coast. Same day, 8 games have a total now in the 40s. So
that's nuts.
People are gonna come in at some point here and play the regression thing. I think that just this preseason football backups are gonna be in. Mm-hmm. These are too high. Also, my early thought here is, how about teasing some of these games to the under? We're talking about if you do a 6-point teaser, or actually if you want to do 7 points and just do a bunch of games on that, you can get like under 50 in some of these preseason games.
Yeah, to blindly bet the overs when we don't have information yet either. There's only 2 Friday games for whatever reason.
Yeah, how about nothing Thursday?
Yeah, bad move. So we'll still see what the coaches come out and say with the game plan and how long the starters are going to go and what happens at quarterback. In one of the Friday games, the Kansas City-Seattle totals up to 43. This is nuts for a preseason game.
I know.
Yeah, 39.5 up to 43. And then a big move on the Raider game, which they didn't look good against Seattle, but from 3.5 up to 6 against the Niners, who were not interested and had a ton of injuries and got boat raced by Denver. After they raced out to the 9-0 lead, it was all Denver the rest of the game.
Well, here's one for you. How about the game on Monday night? We get the Bengals and the Commanders. That was a game that took out a ton of Survivor players last year in Week 3 on that Monday night game where the Commanders did not punt. So I'm looking right now at VSiN.com at the odds screen. The opener at DK, the total was 39.5. Circa now has a total of 42. Golden Nugget, 43. Win, 43.5. Westgate, 44.5 on the game for a preseason game.
Yep.
What?
Well, but they had they had tons of issues against New England. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did.
from the opening kickoff to how about 7 scoring drives and 2 punts for the Pats in that blowout win. And you would think with Burrow going again, it's like Cincinnati and Indy, the same team. Can you stop anything? Okay, what are we doing here? What happened with how McKee looked going up and down the field, and then what the Colts allowed and gave up? I mean, it's just the same song and dance with these teams, it appears, and that's I would think that's going to be the recipe Monday night as well.
We'll see here, too. Again, the overall record here, per the numbers, underdogs, 11-4-1 ATS in Week 1. They covered on average by 7+ points per game. That's a lot. 10 dogs won outright.
Yeah.
Tying the most Week 1 dog wins in 2 decades. You mentioned this. If you were following the steam, you got absolutely buried. 3-8 ATS. Teams with a 4+ point line move 0-6 ATS. Absolutely shenanigans. And talking to odds makers and bookmakers over the weekend, I'm like, typically, I'm guessing you guys get buried, right? Of course we do. First week, this was on Saturday midday. Obviously, they absolutely crushed it.
Yeah. Have to, no doubt.
What did you think of watching the games?
I think the games yesterday were sloppy. The Bears game got interesting late, but it was a tough watch in the second half. I thought the Saints looked horrific.
Yeah.
I thought Rattler looked terrible. Shuck had the pick 6, but I still think he played better than Rattler.
He did.
And I think Shuck's going to win the job, and I would say tie goes to Shuck for Week 1 starter. Could be wrong.
Also, so after the pick 6, which was not a good throw,
yeah,
he comes back, throws at 54. Now, the guy's open by, 3, 4, 5 yards?
Yeah, but that's
okay. Still
but
a really good pass.
He looked good with other throws and getting them out of the pocket and how he played. And all the talk about Sanders, I thought Dart was fantastic to start on Saturday. Some of this is tough because Sanders didn't do anything against Carolina's first string. But then he looked good and they moved the ball and got the blowout win. But I think we could see, and I think a lot of us remember Tebow mania. There's people just losing their minds, right? Mm-hmm. He's a top 5 quarterback. He's a winner. It's his job. He's got to be. So I think between jersey sales and how people are rooting for him, and he's got a big following, that you could see all the bets coming in. They're going to win games. He should start. I think you're going to hear some wild takes regarding this kid, similar to when Tebow was the quarter. I think that's the case. No, I think he's he certainly can throw the ball a lot better. But it wasn't Tebow was a good quarterback. It was divine intervention.
Right.
How they were winning those games.
Yeah, I also think it's going to go the other way, where no matter how if the kid is good, right, and he's playing in the regular season and it looks like he can play, people are still going to find a way to piss all over him.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that'll just be like, guys, knock it off. Come on. Because there is a path here where he's going to be able to play. Flacco's going to be the Week 1 starter.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't go well or he gets hurt, Gabriel's already banged up. Kenny Pickett, I think at some point you just got to throw. He could easily be ahead of Gabriel on the depth chart and be ahead of Kenny Pickett. And maybe there's an angle here. There's a path where Shedeur Sanders is like the starting quarterback in Cleveland way sooner than we ever anticipated.
Yeah. But, all the hyperbole with that guy, and rightfully so, I thought Dart was also solid.
He was.
And Dart needs to get some flowers, too, for how he played.
Yeah, Travis Hunter played both sides, and then we had a kid nail a 70-yard field goal.
Yes.
Cam Little made that.
I can't
So
believe
that, by the way, when we looked at that, we brought that up on the air a good month ago.
We did. It's William Hill.
65.5, longest field goal this year.
Yep.
And I was like, what? We're going to get a 66-yarder again?
Like that.
I don't know. This Aubrey.
I don't know what Schottenheimer's going to do. I know what Big Mike used to do, but I would see it'd have to be a unique situation, I think, for Schottenheimer to try it, though. But the other, CeeDee Lamb, what are you doing? Can you imagine if he would have been out for the season? What are you doing?
No.
Standing there celebrating, not even playing, trucked by an official. I mean, that would have been all time. Sorry, guys, out for the year. Showboating, shenanigans, watching the game on the sideline where he's not supposed to be, gets hit and gets penalized. I've never seen that before.
Oh, that'd be
what
like
is he doing?
An all-time Dallas Cowboys move.
Oh, man. All right, we're almost there. 2 weeks away, college football. Get our NFL and college football betting guides packed with team previews, power ratings, betting systems, the best bets from our analyst, the daily email from Bill 80, every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, the dog videos. Sign up today, $9.99, or save 50% off with the pro annual subscription. VSiN.com/subscribe. Do it now.
Coming up next, we will kick around Major League Baseball betting. As always, some futures in that sport. This is going to turn into a fun sweat, and I will give you the projected pitching matchups for a huge upcoming series this week, next here on VSiN.
Got a good thing coming. Just wait and see. It's a good.
All of a sudden, it's getting down to the wire.
What shouldn't happen is now happening. We promised you carnage.
This whole contest is flipped upside down.
I'm sweating out these games, and it's the only thing on my mind right now.
I think I've thrown up 3 times in the last 10 minutes.
I couldn't do this again. We may have to find a few more survivors here, or this documentary is not going to last much longer.
All of a sudden, things got smoother. You got all the way to the final week with 18 circus survivors going into week 18.
Every game is up for grabs.
We're going to go the distance.
It's over. Blue Jackets, big checks.
You want me to be like Happy Gilmore and take the big check and put it in my car?
This year has been so unpredictable, we just never know.
New episodes start August 12th, 9 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I feel like this is turning into a really special season in Major League Baseball. Some of these teams right now at the top of their divisions, when you look at the odds, like to win each league, I don't know. I'm super fascinated by it. Like, I loved last year when we had Yankees-Dodgers. I thought that was great. Like, we don't get that every single year, obviously. But if we get, like, total carnage this year, which we could at this rate, man, I think that would be phenomenal. And one bet that I like to make here every single month, I think the first time we ever saw this posted was in 2023. And I had the Tampa Bay Rays at the time to lead April in all of Major League wins. They started 13-0. Turned into a little bit of a sweat because the Pirates got red hot. Eventually, the Rays won it. And I'm telling you, like, every month but one or maybe two, it turns into a sweat. I'm on the Brewers this month at 14-1 is one of my bets.
Okay.
They're 9-0.
Yeah.
The Mariners have 8 wins. They're 8-1 this month.
This is great.
And the Phillies and the Guardians each have 7.
Yep. Brewers also cashed that ticket we talked about. Every Monday it's offered at DraftKings. Will a team sweep the week? Any team to record 7+ regular season wins for this week plus 750.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I played them at Caesars Will Hill is because of they'll have the dead heat. They play 30 games this month. They have 3 more games left to play than the Mariners do.
Good research. Interesting.
So looking into it that way, I was like, I got to take a fly. They were hot. The schedule wasn't insanely brutal, I didn't think at the time. So I'm like, that's worth a bet, I think.
Yeah.
And now 9-0, obviously you don't see that coming, but what a bad weekend for the Mets.
Terrible. Phillies have picked up 10 games on them in the standings in a month. The Mets were 5.5 up. 5 up. Now they're 5.5 back. And now the question is, will the Mets even make the playoffs? I know Cincinnati has the toughest schedule left, but this is crazy what's going on, and you got to give Milwaukee credit. Maybe it's just meant to be. These comeback wins, still no respect. Underdogs in one of the games against the Braves. Sweep them, sweep the Mets, trying to go for 10 in a row. They've always played Pittsburgh well at home, and see if they keep it going. The sellout crowd yesterday. It's something what's going on. There's just something special going on. I mean, between the record and how they're winning these games, and it's astonishing what they're doing.
Yeah, I love it when teams like this in cities that have been starving for an outright winner forever. I love it when they're this good late in the season because those places are rocking and rolling every single night. Look at these crowds in Seattle. Pandemonium running wild when they come back and win these games.
Yeah, brother.
You know what I'm saying? We've seen it in recent years, too, when like these the Twins a couple years ago, when they were good, even though they hate the ownership there. They're playing early games in the playoffs, I think, because of it was football or something else was going on, and the crowds were absolutely insane. And so it's not your typical like blue bloods of this sport who have won, countless championships when you put them together. It's teams that have never won anything. And I think if the Blue Jays have a couple of World Series, but they love that team, and that's another great story that's going on too this year. So the Phillies, by the way, on the Mets, they're now minus 750 as a result of what you just said.
Yeah.
At DraftKings to win the division. Phillies they're middle of the pack SOS for the rest of the year. Mets 11th hardest on the season. Just going some of the stuff, unsustainable. I'll raise my hand. I asked the question on PCA if he could win the MVP about a month ago, and I doubted whether or not it was sustainable. He's gone into a 3-week funk.
Yeah.
And now he's 80-1 to win the award.
Yeah, and then Ohtani explodes. So now that appears to be over. But peekaboo, look at the AL again. This guy's going deep every game. He's, 3 home runs away from tying the all-time record? Perez hit 48 in 2021. So the big dumper does it again. They're hot. They're winning games. Can they win the division? Playoffs look good. Don't want to jinx anything. We're rooting for Seattle. But this now, and Judge is 3 for 15 since he came back, and the Yankees have lost 5 of their last 6 series, and they have the worst record in the American League since June 13th.
Do you think Aaron Judge right now should be odds-on favorite to win the AL MVP?
No, it should be Raleigh.
It has to be Raleigh right now.
Has to be.
Are the Yankees going to make the playoffs?
I don't know. This Texas isn't playing well, but they also have a brutal schedule. I know. Yeah. You got to at least get one of those wins that DeGrom had, but you got Eovaldi going. But you look at Kansas City. Kansas City, after yesterday, has 28 blown leads. Games. They've blown.
That feels like a lot.
Can I get 10 there? Can I go half and half at least? I'd be comfortable with a playoff spot.
Yeah, well, Cleveland might catch Detroit too.
That could happen.
And they could catch the Yankees.
That could happen. San Diego can run down the Yankees too. And see, San Diego, their next 13 games are against the Giants and the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to look ahead now because you got them coming up, but you play the Giants tonight, and the Giants have lost 10 of their last 11 at home. So you're right. And to back up 1 second, to put this in perspective, since May 25th, the Brewers are 48-16. And during this 9-game winning streak, they're averaging more than 7 runs a game.
Wow.
It's like Major League. Who are these guys?
I know. Awesome story.
Yeah.
So later this week, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but when the Dodgers take on the Padres and they play, I think, 6 times this month? Dodgers have the easiest.
6 or 7, I can't remember one of them. Yeah.
So for the rest of the year in all of baseball, Dodgers have the easiest schedule. Padres second easiest. Right now, here is the projected probables in that series. This is at Dodger Stadium, by the way. Friday night would be Michael King against Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw's been good. Surprisingly
Sneaky good.
Sneaky good, yep. King's first start back?
He started this past weekend.
He did? Okay.
Yep.
All right, good. Okay.
Saturday would be Dylan Cease against Blake Snell.
Great job by Snell.
Phenomenal job, first game back.
All right.
Now, that could be anything. Both those guys could combine for 22 strikeouts.
Right.
Or they might get lit up for 8 runs in the first 3 innings.
Yeah.
And then Sunday's game, as of right now, would be Darvish against Glasnow. And don't forget, Darvish has phenomenal career numbers against the Dodgers.
All right.
But if we get those 3 matchups,
I'm in.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is outstanding.
A lot going on, my friend. And we got some Malinsky specials, too. The Red Sox play the Astros. Crochet has won 9 consecutive decisions with an ERA under 3. Houston comes home after that 9-game road trip when they went 4-5. And then what do you do with the Reds?
Well, hold on.
Sir, go ahead.
Do you have Javier going in this game tonight?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Making his season debut, yeah.
First start back here. Been gone for a long time.
Whoa, look at that price. Oh,
yeah.
Boston, $1.75 on the road.
That's in Houston, by the way.
Jeez.
But Crochet, I mean, he's after what happened to Skubal again over the weekend. I'm telling you.
Another one. Wow.
Crochet or Evaldi could pull this off.
Hello. 6-0 with a .47 ERA in his last 6. Evaldi's got to be in this discussion. Let's see how he does tonight, right?
No, that's just sick. I played his K-prop under tonight, 6.5. The reason why I did that is the Ballpark Pal feature, VSiN.com.
Mm-hmm.
They project him for like 4.5 in this game. Arizona's a tough team to strike out. And by the way, side note, they have been awesome in the first 5, 8-0 in their last 7 in the first 5. Last 8, I'm sorry, in the first 5, obviously.
I think you can count this, too, with the Reds. So they had the Motor Speedway deal with the delay, and then they played the games there. Then they went to Chicago for 3 and Pittsburgh for 4. Now they host the Phillies. So I think you could definitely argue that this is a Malinsky special with the Reds tonight also.
Well, by the way,
and Walker's been good.
Yeah, what do you make of this number here? Like, I like Abbott. I think he's fine.
Uh-huh.
He's having a really good year overall. 2.34 ERA. That's the mainstream number. When you dig a little bit deeper, the FIP, 4.45. Last start, 7 hits, 4 earned. Are we sure the Reds should be favored by this much in the game today?
Yeah, he's been disappointing of late. He's had a couple bad starts.
Yep. I think the Phillies at plus money looks kind of attractive today.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Plus 105 in that neighborhood.
Yep. And did you see what we have down the card? The gift that keeps on giving. The Yankees play the Twins. Well, if you're in a funk, this is the right team to play.
Very true.
6-0 last year. Swept them. Since 2002, the Yankees are 123-44 against the Twins. They knocked them out of the playoffs in 03, 04, 2009, 10, 17, and 19. Total ownage. So even though they've lost 5 of the last 6 series, and they're 20-31 since June 13th, here you go. On a platter for you. Series prices, game tonight, 6-0 last year, gift that keeps on giving.
$1.80.
Call the Yankees my daddy. Yankees own the Twins. And they finally meet today for the first time this year.
Zebby Matthews is going for Minnesota, a guy that you've maybe heard me tell you how much I like his stuff throughout the year. Starters are 10-1 under the K-prop last 11 against the Yankees. So they're doing a good job of they're not winning games, but they're doing a pretty good job of not striking out here when it comes to the K-props overall. although Ballpark Pal likes him tonight quite a bit. So what's your play here then? Just lay with the Yankees, minus 179?
Yeah, run line. Do that too. Or lay the run.
Lay the one run?
It doesn't matter. It just every single year they take them out. And another one that jumps off the page is the Dodger game. Yamamoto in 12 road starts, a 1.63 ERA. Soriano at home, 1-7 with an ERA of 6. Dodgers should put it on them tonight.
Yeah.
$1.10 on the run line.
Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Ed Sammon's on the program coming up next. VP Risk Management at the Westgate Superbook. We'll go over Week 1 betting results. If bettors are hitting Shedeur Sanders Offensive Rookie of the Year and who he's high on and low on this upcoming season.
This season with VSiN's College Football Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. It's packed with 136 team previews, preseason top 25 rankings, and best bets from our experts. Pro subscribers also get the NFL Betting Guide, daily best bet emails, exclusive splits, and full access to our premium betting tools. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe for just $9.99 for your first 30 days. Or save 50% with an annual Pro subscription. And join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good to have you on board. We'll head across town now as Ed Sammons joins the program, VP of Risk Management over at the Westgate Superbook. Been doing it for a long, long time, and he's kind enough to join us here this afternoon on the Progressive Guest Line. Ed, good to talk to you. It's been a while. How are you today?
Doing great, Mitch. Paul, how are you guys doing today?
Doing really
Good,
well.
sir.
Really well. So typically in the preseason, all that steam usually has been pretty good for bettors. Like basically none of it got there over the weekend. A lot of the totals obviously went over, but my guess is a pretty good weekend for you in the book. Not so much for bettors. Week 1 preseason, Ed?
Yeah, I mean, first preseason week is usually a struggle, and this year it was probably one of the better first preseason weeks we've had in a long time. It was very positive.
Yeah. So now, I mean, these totals in week 2 are getting out of control. I mean, 8 games already are totaled in the 40s. I think every game has a total of 37 and a half. What is your opinion on that based on what we had in week 1? Or do you think that's the right move so far? Or would you expect regression here coming up?
I thought that the totals would actually come a little higher than they did, because week 2, obviously nothing's been said yet, but this is the week where some teams will actually use some starters for, I think last week, I don't think there was any starters that played more than a quarter at most. And sometimes teams will use the second to last week as a dress rehearsal type game. Now with the extra week, after the week 3, and then they have a bye week, that's kind of changed through the last 2 years. So maybe it won't be, but with the new kickoff rule, and it's still amazing to watch some teams that don't understand it, and they run the ball out of the end zone when you can just get it at the 35. But teams are obviously understanding that this new kickoff rule, that you're going to get much better field position than you have in the last, so many years. So that definitely starts drives, obviously, closer to the goal line and better chance to score.
It also tells us that we're probably going to have higher totals in the regular season, at least to begin. Would you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. I mean, always unless there's, there's some weeks you watch, I think it was last year or 2 years ago. It was week 1 and week 2, and they had the least amount of holding calls they've ever had, and then they kind of cleaned it up from there. So I think sometimes they put an emphasis on let's have some points early, because people like points for fantasy football, for betting, just for the overall viewing pleasure of it. And sometimes they kind of keep the refs, they hold them back a little bit. These guys love to throw their flags. And, that could be a possibility. And then if we see that early, obviously the totals are going to rise.
What did you think about Sanders and Dart with their performances?
It's hard to judge Sanders because, he played against Carolina. They basically had half their first string playing, and they struggled in the first quarter. And then, as the game went on, he was going against the 3s and 4s. Obviously, he looked really good. He definitely needs to play with the 1s. We need to see him against the 1s to really get a better look at it. But, it's when you watch these guys in college and then you look at them in the pros, sometimes they look so much smaller in the pros than you remember him in college, and sometimes they look much bigger than you remember in college. I thought Shedeur looked really tall. I was surprised at how good physically he looked. So, it's still hard to imagine that he slipped to the 5th round, just given his height, his arm strength, and he's such a young player. So I was shocked that he went that far down. So, the Browns definitely have at least something that they can use sometime this year. It's obviously a position of need. The receivers there aren't going to help very much. And then Dart, I thought Dart looked really, really good in his spot. And, he's going to be behind Russ probably for the full year unless he gets hurt. So might do him some good just learning.
Have you had a lot of people betting Sanders to win Offensive Rookie of the Year?
It's been some sporadic money. Most of it so far has been, we have a prop up for Hunter to win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year, and it's 125 to 1, and that's the one that they just love.
Oh, they're betting it nonstop.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You're a big Philly guy, and I know that you were high on the Eagles last year, and it's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Ed Sammons, longtime VP Risk Management over at the Westgate Superbook. He's on the Progressive Guest line. How high are you on the defending champs entering the year?
Well, I mean, this year, obviously, it's going to be a much harder road than it was last year, given that they're playing the first place schedule. You know, you look through some of these schedules, and some of them just jump out at you as being hard or easy. Like the 49ers schedule is just, it's so easy. And then you look at the Eagles and the Giants and the Commanders schedule, and it's just so difficult. I mean, the Eagles have a really hard schedule. Obviously, the news of their left guard hurting his meniscus in practice last night, and, you know, it sounds like he's definitely going to miss some time. The question is how much. We had taken all under money, you know, in the 3 months we've had this up on the Eagles under win, so we adjusted it to 11 flat right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't think that there's a dominant team in the NFC. You can probably make the case that it's nowhere near as deep as the AFC. The AFC, you can make a case for a bunch of teams. I think the NFC, you probably can light it up to maybe 3 teams, and I think the Eagles obviously be one of them.
Is there a team that you like maybe more than the market so far in the NFC?
There's a couple teams. I do like, I think that, look, the Giants got screwed with their schedule. I don't know how that's a last place schedule, but I think the Giants' talent level is like just dramatically better than it's been in years. You know, adding in the Penn State defensive edge there, you know, the receiver they got from LSU, I think he's really going to make a big jump with Wilson playing quarterback this year. And I can see the Giants, you know, winning 6 or 7 games. So I do like the Giants over their wins. And Carolina's another team. I think the coach there has done a phenomenal job. He took Bryce Young, who looked like a guy that was like literally ready to get cut, and he looks like he knows what he's doing now. They added a ton in the draft, and I think Carolina is going to be a team on the upswing this year.
Have you seen nothing but Miami under money for the last 3-4 months?
We've seen some of it. We've actually had some, you know, sharp people betting on Miami to like win the division and win the conference of late. And that's kind of surprising because outside of that, most of it's been negative on Miami.
Yeah.
To win the conference too.
Ooh,
wow.
that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know at what number?
I believe it was 40 to 1.
Okay. Same question then as a follow-up here on the Saints. Has it been mostly negative on New Orleans all offseason here?
Well, the Saints is interesting because I can remember before the draft, you know, the Saints picked 9 in the draft. Is that right? They were like linked to Shador at 9, I think.
That's right. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And it was really odd in that it was, you know, I think Derek Carr retired, and then it was like, you know, the Saints didn't take Shador at 9, and it's pretty obvious that like they were just going to blow this thing up and start over. So when the season wins came out there, you just like looking through their schedule from last year and just throw out the Derek Carr games, and this team was like as bad as anyone in football. I mean, just a horror show. I remember that game they played at the end of the year in Green Bay.
Yes.
They could still be playing that game and not score.
Yeah.
And then you know, just reading the stuff on Spencer Rattler this training camp, all I heard was how great he was, it was like how to watch a game yesterday. He's as bad as he's ever been. He's just horrible. So we constantly use the Saints at a lower number, so we're loaded up on Saints over wins money.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay.
We've been on the low part the whole way. I bet under 6.5. I'm like looking through the schedule. There's no way this team can win 7 games.
So you're basically just telling bettors, look, if you want to bet this team on a positive note, we'll take as much as you guys want to fire.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good job.
That's a great note.
Good answer.
Yeah. Ed, great catching up. Thanks so much for the time today. We appreciate that.
All right, guys. Anytime.
Thank you.
Good. There you go. Ed Sammons over at the Westgate Superbook, VP of Risk Management. Been doing it for a long, long time. and he was on the Progressive guest line.
At DraftKings, Rattlers $1.50 to start week 1.
I
can't.
How?
No. Give me Shuck plus 130. Yeah.
Isn't it like they're tipping their hand already? Like, we want to lose. We want to get the first pick overall in the draft if they go with him.
Yeah.
Right? As the opening day guy?
I mean, they muffed a punt deep inside the 10, and the Saints can't even score off that. And then they're throwing picks all over the place, and it all looked terrible. Oh, was it bad? Mm-hmm. And a big move on the Chargers, and no problem. How about the field goal? What was that all about with 2 seconds?
Well, you know what that was about. Win some, lose some. Up next, Paulie's going to cover all the line moves in week 1 and some nice dogs cashing in soccer and the UFC here on VSiN.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Get ready for the Ultimate Futures Showdown. It's the 2025 VSiN Pro Football Futures Draft. Our live coverage begins on Wednesday, August 13th at 4 p.m. Eastern. 10 of VSiN's sharpest minds in sports betting go head-to-head, drafting their favorite NFL future picks for the season. Which VSiN host will land the season's smartest bets? Find out during the 2025 VSiN Pro Football Futures Draft. Only on VSiN, the sports betting network. Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays. Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Great weekend. Started with a fun Friday. I'm going to try to blow Mitch's mind here with what happened. We'll start with the NFL. Overs 14-2-1. You want to tie in what happened with the Hall of Fame game? Overs, easy money. Browns plus 210 on the money line. Steelers plus 210. Buccaneers plus 160. Jets plus 170. How about that
Pounded
game?
Green Bay.
Oh, were they bad? What were the numbers on that game? 403 to 188 the yards.
LaFleur's pissed. That's the team they need to circle for maybe week 2.
Yep.
Come back and correct it now.
Yep. 22, 23, 24. He lost off every preseason win and won off every preseason loss. Dynamite info there.
Okay.
Broncos plus 1 to -7. And the over 34.5 up to 37.5. 30-9. Vikings 1.5 up to 5.5. Cowboys, Rams over. Ice cream. Bennett looked good. 33.5 up to 36. Jacksonville, Pittsburgh over. No sweat. 35 up to 38.5. Likewise, Jets and Packers. 34 up to 37. No action. Refund on the Lions game. I put it in there anyways. But Patriots, also easy. Return the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Patriots from 2 up to 6.5 and the over. 33.5 up to 37.5. Chargers easy. Plus 2 to -2.5 and 34.5 up to 39.5. Oh, the field goal. The Saints down 17. Kick the field goal with 2 seconds. Why not? Put it on 40.
Was he asked about that after the game?
I didn't see. Someone had to ask him. I tried to get the guy some work, see what happened. I mean, that was something. Down 17, kicks the field goal there.
Here's the thing. Do you think an NFL coach knows what the total is in a preseason game?
I don't think Moore knew that. No.
I don't think so either.
No.
It's fun to talk about and discuss.
Hilarious.
But it's crazy that it actually came down to that.
Yeah. Soccer, Crystal Palace shocked Liverpool 3-1. Bristol City 4-1. Newport County 4-1. And Justin Rose 100-1. Where did he come from? What happened? Fleetwood chokes again. Scheffler, I thought he was going to win. Man, golf delivers every week.
Poor Tommy Fleetwood, poor Wes Reynolds.
Yep. Killer.
Loved him, made a great case for the guy, had him again. Nope.
Yep. UFC, Hernandez around 4-9-1. Walker by decision 8-1. Leroy Duncan knockout 5-1. Round 1, 5-1. Did you so win some? I'll tell you, the sun was bringing it Friday. 110 degrees. We're at the Cabana all day in the pool with the guys from Mama's Pizza. It was great. You came out. Did you get to meet Wes and Cole? They are the right-hand man of Jordan Scott, the owner, and they really help out, and they're great with the business. Did you get to meet them?
I did indeed.
Okay. So, help me out here on X, or FTM at VSiN.com. Cole gets his steak Pittsburgh Rare. Black on the outside. Quote, I still want it mooing in the middle.
Yeah, common.
It is?
You can go to, I believe, Herbs and Rye here in town. Awesome spot. That's on the menu.
Pittsburgh Rare.
I believe they have it on the menu. You can order it this way.
What your wife who used to cook it? What she said about some of the stuff with the steak at Joe's where they would just.
That one's fine. People who come into a very popular steakhouse, they print money, right? At Caesar's Palace. They would order, oh my God, one guy ordered a ribeye, well done, charred. He wanted cheddar cheese melted on top and ketchup. And they wouldn't say no to anybody.
Oh, wow.
Whatever you wanted there, you would get.
Wow. And anyways, between all the meals, and this Cole can put it down like no one's business. This guy says I can eat 72 ounces of steak, no problem, put it down. He's been kicked out of Brazilian steakhouses in Texas numerous times. No more. Get out.
Mad respect.
Yep. And he also Friday put down 20 Coors Light, not even faced. You talked to him. Seem okay? He had 20 Coors Light.
Yeah. Well, 110 degrees. I mean, 72 ounces, no problem. John Candy, the old 96er.
The 96er. He goes, I'll put it down, no problem.
Wow.
Piece of cake. He's eating his steak. He's grabbing leftovers, no problem. Putting it down. Getting kicked out of steakhouses.
So he ordered the steak when you were with him. Did it come out?
Pittsburgh Rare.
Yeah, how did it look?
Yeah. I want no part of it.
You want no part of it?
Yeah, but I mean, he was gone. I look over, it's gone. When did you have that iconic run on your video poker?
February, March.
February, March? Aces in a kicker 12 times. Royale with cheese 10 times. 20 grand.
I think I hit 5 jackpots in a week.
Okay. Mike Sanderson, who's always here in the blackjack tournaments, I saw him hit 3 $20,000 Royals in a 2-day span. He hit 2 on the same machine in an hour. I saw something impressive with Jordan from Mama's Pizza. Here we go, my friend. Started off, win some. Sits down immediately. Double-double, Ultimate X, the only game in town. Aces and a kicker, 10 times, 50 cents.
That's 10,000 right there.
Yep.
That's a good
10.
start.
They pay him his money 4 hands later. On the redraw. Throws it all away. Aces and a kicker 8 times.
You're kidding me.
That was in 4 hands.
Oh, my God.
In
Didn't keep
4
anything.
hands. So he's not going to get up. It continues. 10 minutes later. That's that with the 8-1. You go to 210. 4 twos dealt. Is that 10 times or 12 times? Can't see at the bottom. 12 times?
12 times, yeah.
Got dealt 4 twos. And one of them's 12 times.
And how many hands later was this? A couple
Like
minutes
10
or-
minutes, yeah. This is unbelievable.
Wow.
Once in a lifetime run.
3 jackpots, same machine.
Yes! 10,000, 8,000, whatever that is.
No, that happened to me in the high limit room here back in December of 2022. Same machine, 45 minutes, 3 jackpots.
Wow. I know.
But that's a one-off though.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a hell of a night right there.
Have you ever played triple wheel spin poker? Where if you get dealt something, you get to spin the wheel? So then he walks over to Caesars, and if you get dealt a 4 of a kind or a full house, you get to spin in the middle. And there's big denominations. It's only $1 bet. He got 4,000. He got dealt a full house. He's betting $1. And you look at that, because he only got dealt 2 full houses within an hour or 2 hours of play. And gets to 4,000 on the wheel, too.
So a pretty good trip out here then?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay.
Not bad for him. Incredible. I'm like, I can't believe, I go, what? They just paid you. I did it again. What? They just paid you. Hey, Colin, I hit it again. Peppermill Tim, our buddy, who's hit more Royale with cheeses than this guy for 20 large. He did it again at his favorite spot. 49er fan. Good job. Up in Reno.
Yep, $5 denomination there.
He
Dealt
he
4.
sends he's in all the time.
Dealt 4
right.
single play. I was dealt 4 last week, 10 play.
No, whiff?
With multipliers.
Oh, no.
With multipliers.
Worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Worst feeling in the world, my friend. Very good.
That's worse. Is that worse than a survivor bet that you go out on?
That's up there. You gotta see it. You could pull the Fredo. Sail a Hail Mary before you hit the button. Lose some. Jags 1 up to 6. Chiefs over 35 up to 41. I guess the people got there late, no good. Titans from 1 up to 3.5, also no good. One bad beat the Mets again yesterday, $1.10. They blow it. Mets walk it off. The Brewers walk it off. Before the line moves, sharp plays already there. They don't follow the market. They help shape it. You're not going to outmuscle billion-dollar books of full-time sharps all by yourself. With the sharp plays, you don't have to. Backed by advanced AI, connected to trusted insider sources. They deliver the kind of edge serious bettors count on every day. Free betting reports, real-time alerts, market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X feed. It's been doing it since 2011. Been with Follow the Money since day one. You all remember Mr. Poison tweets and the T-shirts. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts. SharpPlays.com. Trusted by the pros, watched by the books. Visit SharpPlays.com. Stay ahead of the line.
Paulie, can you go over that note again on Matt LaFleur in the preseason with the Green Bay Packers? After a loss compared to after a win?
2022, 23, 24. Lost off every preseason win and won off every preseason loss.
All right, so they just got buried. That was the worst performance by any team, I think, of the weekend. They opened up a 4.5-point dog. They play the Colts Saturday. That's a looks like a 1:00 start. 4.5-point dog. Colts up to 6. We're going to see this again with the Colts.
Yeah, betting the quarterback competition.
Yeah, got to go out. Got to bet those guys again, right?
Yeah, that was a rough one Thursday.
Okay, go up to 7.
Yeah,
go up to 7. Packers are going to be a bet.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I think at 6 are probably worth a bet.
You got the Raiders team too, which that came in as well.
Well, I think that's a team that you want to be a part of, right?
Well, if you're supposed to play the starters now, and San Francisco wants no part of it, but that's
right.
The 3.5-point move in that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like what I saw in the second half from Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
And the kid from one of the Dakota schools looked really good, I thought. Very limited amount of time, but I think that's maybe a team that you want to be playing on / maybe over early here on, because unless their starters play on defense. I mean, Paul, their defensive play, and I talked about this with humans on Friday when you were out. That was atrocious against the Seahawks.
Well, remember I thought I brought that up with our guy Teddy Covers. Oh, this guy looks great in practice. O'Connell looks great. What does it say about the defense then? Yeah. I thought that was a good observation. Yeah. Which, if these guys are going up and down the field in practice all day, I think the defense stinks then.
All right, sports bettor Sean Higgs joins the program coming up next. We'll get his strategy for playing Survivor this year. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
And we're out.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I need to load funds into my gaming apps.
Stormy,